The Dilemma of the Human Parasite. Dr. Robert Cassar, eartheracademy.com. This is another Rethinking Reality. Why? Is because we're going to have to really rethink reality in this so-called, we call human realm. Okay? Are we, and this is just a question for you, are we a parasite, or are we some type of beneficial species that is here on this place to advance it? Think of it. And this is something you're going to have to think in your own head. I'm not telling you anything, guys. All I know is I'm not the human parasite that I used to be. I'm not. I'm producing food. Remember, what is a human parasite? What is a parasite? A parasite is something that takes from the table and doesn't put back anything, okay, that's needed. So think of a parasite inside your body. Okay, you don't like those, do you guys? Okay, what about maybe, what do you do with parasites in your body? You get rid of them, and you don't have any feelings at all to get rid of this ugly alien creature that's pooping inside you. It's causing you dysfunction. It's living in your house, your body, and it's not doing one good thing for you. So let's look at, now let's go outside the body, and let's look at the nature of humanity. Most people, not all, but most people here are exactly the same as the parasite that's living in the body. Exactly. There's no difference. Think of it this way. We live in the city where millions of people, let's just look at Los Angeles County, 8 million people, not counting the 60,000 people that are homeless out there, the parasites that are outside of the system. But let's talk about the 8 million parasites that just live in Los Angeles County, the 41 million parasites that live in California, the 300 million plus parasites that live in the United States. So let's just look at LA. 8,000 people, and probably 99% of those people are parasites. And what do I mean by that? Think of it. What do I mean by humans living in the city are parasites? Remember, what does a parasite do? It takes from the table and doesn't add anything back. Nothing. So you have to think of it. Guys, like I said, it's taken me a long time not to be the human parasite that I used to be. It's taken me a long time not to buy plastic bottles and just for water and throw them out. It's taken me a long time not to use paper towels. I don't use paper towels unless I absolutely have to. Why? I use towels and I wash them. Remember, I'm trying to lower my parasitic value into the system, but not only that, what can I add back to the system? Remember, you can help people with their minds, you can help people with their emotions, you can help the realm by producing food, quality food, not garbage. If you're producing garbage food and you're producing pesticide, insecticide, herbicide, all different types of poisonous food, then you're not adding anything to the system, you're just helping it again be a parasite that it is. It makes people dysfunctional, and it makes them so they can't see the parasite that they are. So let's look at all the people in the city. How many people in that city do you think that add back anything? Remember, you eat every day. You shit. That's right, you shit every day. I'm a little pissy right now. You know why? Because I just finished a video on the mysterious plant sickness in the most beautiful place that I live on the big island of Hawaii. All these plants here are dying. They're sick. They're losing their vitality. As I see the people the same way. Again, how that's happening, that's another story. I'm just watching whatever's here right now. These plants have severely changed the way they're vital versus, now they look sickly. Everything looks sickly. And look at the people too. They look pretty sickly too. Not only here, but in every city that I've ever traveled to. So let's get back to the parasite thing. What do you think, what kind of virtues do you have that you're adding back to the system? Remember, you shit, someone's got to process your shit. You eat, do you put anything back out of all the foods that you're eating? Especially all the poisonous foods that you're eating. And all the things that you're doing, arguing over points of interest, points of your thoughts that someone's told you that you should have. Remember, all this stuff is damaging to the human race. no matter what you think. If you're fighting with each other, if you're conquering and dividing, all you're doing is you're adding to the dysfunction here. It's just the same as, remember, parasites do. They add to dysfunction. So all I see is the vegan schmegans, the vegetarians, the paleo people. Guys, you're all arguing. Okay, nobody knows anything here. Really don't. All we're doing is experimenting with a lot of things on what could make us so we could be vital as possible. What you do with the energy you take, remember, parasites. What you do with the energy you take from this plane is what I'm interested in. What are you doing with the energy that you take, no matter what you eat? Are you doing anything beneficial? Are you doing anything beneficial to add to the realm? Do you produce anything to put back? Remember, parasites take from the table and they don't add anything back. They steal food. They steal nutrition. They steal everything and don't add anything back. So that's the definition. So think of it. What kind of being are you? Are you a being that adds to the system? At least something? Okay. Does your work add to the system? And what does that mean? Maybe you've got a job that you're promoting poison. You're promoting fast food. You're promoting drugs. You're promoting, well, maybe the military. You're promoting things that are killing people. Or do you have critical thinking to be able to say, I can't do that because it's not benefiting not only yourself, but all you're doing is you're helping with the destruction of this place. Think of it. What do you do to add back to the system that's beneficial? Just want you to think about it. Like I said, I don't care what you do. I can't. I can only observe what's going on. And I can only observe what I have become myself. And I'm not being arrogant. I'm not being anything. No, I'm just looking at myself. You know what it took me? Years to be positive net. Years to be able to add back to the system. Not only doing retreats, helping people with their mind, helping them with their physical, Earther Academy, helping them maybe help themselves stop a little confusion on maybe the toxicities they're accumulating, on maybe how to take care of themselves a little better. And remember, it's just an experiment. I don't know what I'm doing. I just know what I've learned over 40 years. Okay? It's taken me, like I said, all my life to be able to be positive net. We grow over 100,000 pounds of fruit. We try not to poison anything that we're giving out to people. If not, then everything that I'm producing doesn't even count. It doesn't. So anyways, what I was saying before, you know, the farmer should be honored. The deepest, the most honored job that you could do, or work that you could do, is to bring things here that is needed on this realm. So here, Mark's driving the car. I told him the car drive, and we're going to the gym. I'm gonna go work out, do something good for me. Remember, the parasite doesn't do anything for anything.
And listening to what you're saying, which is very, very valid, is what is the end result to our parasitic unnature? It's not truly our nature to be parasitic, but we've become that way for XYZ reasons. But what is the end result of our parasitic, I'm not going to say nature, but unnature? Just think about that. And I'm sure there's a lot that you could say about that. The end result is literally an implosion of our ecological system, for starters. And we're part of that ecological system. There's an old saying my father used to say when I was growing up: you don't shit where you eat. Boy, do we ever. And then some. So yeah, listening to Dr. Cassar, what he's just saying, very valid points, and something that critical thinking really, really requires. And I don't think enough of us have really, really reflected on this. And it is a great topic for discussion. There's no doubt about it.
Think about it this way. If you live in the city, most likely, just say most likely, I'm not going to be all people, which may be all people that live in the city, are parasites. Because the city is a parasite itself. All it does is eat, consume, and produce waste. That's all it does. It doesn't produce anything back. It just takes, and takes. And remember, we're being pushed into the cities. You're being pushed out of the farmlands. You're being pushed away from producing things, okay, yourself, so you can feel like all of a sudden maybe you're doing something worthy. Think of it. What do you do every day that's so worthy in your world that will add to the system? That at the end of the day you can say, you know what? I did good today. I did good. And good means sort of, I guess, the same word as godly. You take off one of the O's and you get godly, and if you put an O, you get goodly. Okay, what have you done that's good today? Ask yourself that question. And you wonder why we're being exterminated. You wonder why we as a species, all you can do is really look and see what's going down. What's going down? I can see what's going down. Remember, everybody's fat. Forget about, oh, you're chunky and you're well-rounded and everything. Guys, look in the mirror. If you're 30 pounds plus overweight, you're severely dysfunctional. You're dysfunctional. You're dysfunctional. There's nothing else to say. And that means that you need to go ahead and really look at yourself. You're being dysfunctional to yourself, so you can't see the dysfunction that you're causing the world. Being dysfunctional, okay?
It's not optimal.
Yeah,
it's not optimal.
You got to take care of yourself. You take care of yourself, then maybe you want to take care of the planet. Maybe you want to take care of things. Okay, beautify your house. Maybe you want to do things that feel good instead of you feeling crappy. Okay, look at all the sickness that's here from all the stupidity in the system. Okay, the world of stupid. That's what it's come to. That's all I see is the world of stupidity.
And if I may interject, let's get back to the subject of being a parasite. Most people are familiar with the Georgia Guidestones, where it specifically says we shall not be parasites upon the earth. But when we are parasites upon the earth, what ends up happening? I call what's going on the surface of this earth, which I refer to as the world. The world and the earth is two different things. Is the ultimate hypocrisy, okay, against ourselves, and we don't even see it. We don't even see it, that we're literally destroying ourselves without having a clue as to what's going on. And I'm not going to blame it on any one individual, but it seems that we've been handed a bill of goods and a program that everybody's bought into, to where we blindly do this crap that we do to ourselves like a deer in the headlights, not self-aware. And critical thinking requires to be self-aware. And what does that mean? And we used to have an old saying, well, the aware are aware of being aware, and the unaware are unaware of being unaware. And if you contemplate that a little while, you're going, holy shit, all I've ever known is what I've been told to know. I don't know jack shit. I don't. But I do have come to understand a few things.
Only because you've been here almost 60 years. So guys, if you're 20 years old, all I can tell you that is you've been farmed, socially engineered. Remember, you go to school, Common Core. What's Common Core? That's the common core of information that you're getting, because remember, you came to this place and your brain has been erased. You didn't even know how to wipe your arse in the right direction. Just remember that. You didn't know anything. Your mommy and daddy taught you what they were taught. And hopefully, maybe they taught you something better than what they were taught. But as you can see, the human race is really not that smart. It's the world of stupid. Why is that? It's because, just like Mark said, we don't have critical thinking anymore. As George Carlin says, your owners do not want you to have critical thinking and to question anything. Question anything. It's like right now, look, we're driving, and I'm just going to do real short here, because I say this all the time. Okay, Mark knows what I'm going to say. Okay, we're driving on this road here, and we're in Hawaii, and of course, you're in Hawaii. You're on the side of this so-called spinning ball. And I'm traveling right now, supposedly, they say 1,100 miles an hour, spinning like a wild man, right? And I'm sideways right here, which means we're driving sideways on this road. Really. We're driving sideways. The rest of these cars are driving sideways. The telephone poles are sideways. Hey, I just saw a butterfly go by and a bird. They're going sideways. Oh my gosh, let's check this out. There's a river, okay, down there, and there's the ocean there, and that's all sideways. Oh, I see a big ship out in the harbor out there too. And guess what that is? It's sideways.
Let me interject this, because I found it. I laughed when I read it. It was a quote from science. Scientists say from the things that they don't understand, and of course they're trying to understand everything. That's what science is all about. They call the things that they can't explain or have no fathoming of, they call it, and pardon my language, fucking magic shit. Okay? And that's how I look at everything. And that's how I appreciate everything that comes from nature.
It's magical. Everything's magical. From a seed that grows into, the smallest seed grows into the biggest tree, the sequoia. the magical thing. You put your pee-pee in this thing called a vagina, and all of a sudden you go, oops, and magically you have a miracle growing between your legs. And in that oven, 8 months, okay, in the incubator, and finally when the baby becomes a parasite on the mother, it gets kicked out. And this is, of course, when it takes its first breath, and this is where the beginning of this little baby, beautiful baby, innocent as innocent, that knows nothing. Its brain's been erased. Remember, the birds, the bees, the whales, the snails, they're born into this realm, and they know everything that they're supposed to know. They know what to eat, they know how to make a nest, they know how to have sex. They don't have sex, they know how to mate. They follow the rules of nature. We follow the rules of what we're told. We follow the rules, as you can say, remember, you're owners. We've been farmed. Don't you feel that? Look in the city. Everything in the city is artificial. Everything in the city is brought to you. Nothing is grown there magically like in nature. In nature, everything is produced magically. Just is. And nobody knows how even a blade of grass works on this place. So how could we even go to school and get a PhD beyond high school? High school, remember, you gotta be really high to believe all that stuff they're gonna tell you. You came from a monkey, the Big Bang Theory, the evolution theory, the theory of everything. All you gotta do is know that they tell you it's theory. The theory of the kidney, the theory of the heart, the theory of how fingernails even grow. Wow, then why am I paying to go to school? Why am I getting in debt to come out piled higher and deeper? PhD with all of this information of theory. Does that make you smart? Does that make you have critical thinking? I don't think so. So anyways, getting back to the parasitic theme here. Are you a parasite? So I'm just going into Hilo now. And remember, this little town doesn't produce anything. It doesn't produce food. We just left the area that produces food. That's the farmland. But this little place right here, look at the buildings, the cars, all the people here. There's nothing that's produced here except dysfunction. Nothing that's produced here but dysfunction. All the people using the toilets here have to go into their sewage system. Then when it rains, it goes into the ocean out there. And that's where all the parasites come from, all these humans. Not only are the humans parasites, but they poop out parasites. And then all of their excrement waste, their waste that they put out, goes back into the ocean, and now they're transferring their poison everywhere. So what does this town produce? Look, all the cars are producing poison. What does it produce? All these cars are using up Gaia's crude oil. It's not fossil fuel, dinosaurs and fossils. Okay, this is Gaia's blood is crude oil. That's what Gaia's blood is. It's a renewable source from this place that nobody knows what it is. Oh yeah, they say the core of the earth is a nickel core. Really? Have you been down there to check it out? Really? Oh, the sun is a helium. How do you know? Okay, what? Remember, everything is theory. Again, even how a blade of grass works. Look, all the people, they're just walking around consuming. Look, everything you see here is trying to sell you something that you're going to use to be able to destroy something or utilize it in a way that basically doesn't add to the realm. We all need to function. Yes, we do. Okay, but what are you doing to add back to the realm so you don't have to call yourself a parasite? And really, remember, the end of this video here is real simple. Are you a parasite to Gaia, to the earth? Are you a parasite?
Well, let's add to this, Robert. What can you do about it not to be one? And one of the things that I've found is it's not how much you need, and that's what we've been programmed with, this consumerism crap. How much do you need? You never need enough in this program. It's how little you need to thrive. It's how little you need, not how much you need. And that right there helps to keep the consumption down of taking away without adding.
Yeah, you only need what you need, and basically you don't need that much, as we found out. Okay? And you know, one last thing. Not only the parasites are here being parasites, but there's a lot of mental parasites here that have become a parasite to society. Okay, they're mental, is because, and then again, how did this society get here? But everything you see here is, remember, man-made. It's all fake. Again, who built these cities? Okay, we did. Now, we were pushed into using the electricity that they tell us to use, the fuel they tell us to use, the food they tell us to use now. You're pushed into becoming a parasite. So all you got to do, guys, is wake up a little bit and try to lessen your parasite level. I don't think if you live in the city, you're going to be able to completely stop your parasitic needs. It's because you're not adding any food back. Look at the energy that you use. Think of it. The energy that you just use in your electrical system here, just from keeping yourself warm at night, just from all these little pieces. Are you adding anything back to the system? It's just a question for you to think about. Again, personally, I'm only doing what I feel that I can do. And that's why I moved to Hawaii. But here, all I'm seeing here now is I'm seeing the destruction of the most beautiful place on the earth right now. Is because all the trees are dying here. Whatever's happening, I don't know what's going on, but I see a lot of disease and dysfunction. I went back to California 3 months ago, and all I saw, I haven't been there in 3 years, all I saw was the massive dysfunction. Sit on the freeway with 6 lanes on each side, and where are all these parasites going? What are they doing all day to add? Remember, 8 million people in Los Angeles, 60,000 people in Los Angeles County that are homeless, sleeping, suffering on the sidewalk, freezing their arses off. No food, no water. Okay, where are you pooping? What's going on? Okay, our city, our society is broken. And you can see, remember, the Georgia Guidestones, if you don't know what it is, it says it's going to maintain balance back to this earth and bring the population down to 500 million. And so-called, if there's 7 billion people, we don't know how many people there are, that's what we're told, then 90% plus got to go. Okay, and you can see that most of society is sick. You're obese, you're sick with diabetes, you're sick with the cancer, you're sick in the mind mentally. How many people are taking pharmaceuticals? That means you're sick. That means you're sick if you're taking any pharmaceuticals. I don't care if it's for the snivels that you have because you have allergies. Okay, you're sick. And this system here is sick, and all we can do is really watch society sort of fall apart because no one's doing anything to help it. Are you doing anything to help society? Are you adding anything again back to society? And even if you do, is that going to change anything? That's the question to know. But at least you know in your heart that at least you're being less of a parasite than everyone else who is really not even having critical thinking, to know that everything that they do in their life from every day doesn't add one good thing to this world. Doesn't add a good thing. Just because you're alive, do you think the earth needs us earth humans? How about the best thing for the earth to come back to from its pristine ways is for the parasites, the earth humans, to leave? Is to be able to maybe put them in areas that maybe only earth humans can live. It's because they're parasitic on each other, conquer and divide, fighting each other. Okay, anyways, we're going to go work out. Last words, Marcus.
Last words?
Yeah, last words. We talked about the parasite. What have you done? You left a place that was just parasitic. You couldn't get out of the parasitic, no matter even if you wanted to.
It took me years. I planned it for years. I wanted to get out of the, we'll call it the mainland matrix, and it's not easy. It's like the analogy of the crabs in a pot. One's crawling out, the other ones want to pull you back in. And it's similar with waking up or critical thinking and seeing things from the, we'll call the 30,000 foot or universal view. You're starting to sense and see that things aren't quite right, or dysfunctional in our culture and society, and there's a lot of dysfunction. And the long and the short of it, I wanted to get out of it and try to make some positive changes in my life and the people around me, and that's why Dr. Kucera and I have been working together, and we've done various things from superfood companies to Earthly Academy to Earthly Academy retreats. You know, we like to try as best we can to not just talk the talk, but walk the walk, and share this information with people, and to really critically think. And we mentioned the Georgia Guidestones. When you even go to that, one of the things I've been saying for years is you can't park your car on the street and leave it there without getting a ticket, but yet they have these 100,000-pound obelisk stones sitting there in everybody's face out there in Georgia basically telling you in your face what they're going to do.
The new 10 Commandments. Look it up if you don't see it, guys. It's in Sumerian, Chinese, it's in Hebrew, it's in all of your languages. So there's not saying that they didn't tell you. Oh, I couldn't understand. No, those are 20-ton rocks, and they've been there since 1972. Some guy named J.C. Christensen. J.C., Jesus Christ, Christensen. And of course, it's in the park of the Georgia Park, out in the middle of the park. It's a cool thing. If you live in Georgia, go check it out. And if not, just go ahead and Google it, and you'll be able to see it, at least on Google. But read their words.
So to wrap it up, because we got to go, the final words is critical thinking. Try to get outside of that box that we've all been put in, because one realization I had a long time ago is, have we ever had original thought in our life? And all we know is what we've been told to know since we went into preschool, and then you're going to graduate to kindergarten, then first grade, and all this little carrot dangled in front of you to program you for your life. And where is it all taking us? And when you were looking things from a universal or a critical thinking perspective, it's quite dysfunctional, which I call the ultimate hypocrisy. It is. What we're living is a hypocrisy, because what are we doing to ourselves? And I see it on a massive scale. It's almost like an implosion and self-destruction, and we're calling it progress. Anyways, overall, it's to critically think and think outside the box.
And do what is right. Remember, do what is right, not what you've been told. Okay? Not what you've been told. Do what is right. And if you think you came from a monkey, guys, then you keep on acting like monkeys. Okay? Go ahead. Remember, I see one thing, and we're going to leave here. This place is intelligently designed. Intelligently designed. It didn't come from the big bang out of nothing. Everything you see here is a miracle.
Beyond intelligently designed. That's one way of putting it. But this is miraculous. And like I said, I laughed really hard when I read what science says about what it doesn't understand. And it's pretty funny, okay? This is miraculous, and as they said it, from science itself, effing magical shit.
Okay,
So,
we'll see you guys again. Last thing, think in your own head, are you a parasite to the earth? Are you a parasite to well, maybe you're a parasite to the system, and maybe that's good. It's because the system wants you to be a parasite, and if you're a parasite, okay, then to the system, then maybe you're opposite of what the system wants you to be. It wants you to be a parasite. It wants you to depend on everything that it gives you. It doesn't want you to be able to critically think, to say, hey, I'm going to grow my own food. I'm going to maybe create something that's going to help the system so it doesn't have so much suffering anymore, so much sadness, so much sorrow, and less of the people that are under the spell. Anyway,
what's going on is an hypocrisy and the destruction of our eco and biological systems. When you really pull back and look at what's going on, that's what's happening. It's an affrontal on our biological and ecological system. That's what I'll refer to. One of Dr. Cassar's references is terrain modification. Well, there's this terrain modification, but this exterior self of ours, this is our body, this ecosystem, this world. There's the exterior body and there's the interior body, and it's ultimately a self-destruction of our biological and ecological systems. What is going on in this parasitic system of ours. It's an ultimate hypocrisy, and then I'm going to shut up.
Okay, so one last thing to tie this up. Look, if you're obese, if you got sickness, you can't do anything beyond that. You're a sickness to the planet. Think of it. If you're not taking care of yourself and you're not slowly chipping away to get back to your divinity, which is a healthy, intelligent being with critical thinking, then all you are is part of the program here, is to be able to self-destruct. And that's all we see in the city, is self-destruct. So if you're part of that program, guys, snap out of it. Start taking care of yourself. Earther Academy, we've got lots of things there for you to be able to upgrade, enhance, and optimize. This is the way it is. No one knows what they're doing, but we do know a few things that we've learned because we're not young. We've been here a little while. Check out that beard. There's 5 weeks on that beard now. I keep playing with it all the time because it's fun to play with.
Yes, I'm going to start calling him Little Moses.
Okay, it's time to go work out.
Yes.
And don't be a parasite as much as you are. Okay, like I said, if you're living in the city, then I mean, it's good for you to be able to really ask yourself that question. What are you doing for the realm that's good today? Okay, aloha.